Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Vinny Schwartz.
And welcome back to SMIRK.
And what is that voice?
Oh yeah, that's a different voice. I'll explain in a minute. Hang on. Every other week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for a spirited and lighthearted discussion, whatever the moral theme is. We are coming up on the end of season 4, and Zach couldn't make it for this episode, but we are blessed with the guest in Vinny Schwartz, who has done the Hollywood Outsider with Amanda and I. He has done the WandaVision episodes.
That's right.
There.
So if you got sick of me, too bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll be gone after this. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a layover. It's not a full-on destination, just a layover. But thank you for doing this. Appreciate you filling in.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
This is actually Amanda's turn. We weren't going to make Vinny write a story for this because he was a last-minute fill-in. So, Amanda...
Way to just throw shade at Zach. Like, thanks, Zach, for that last-minute
No,
switcheroo.
I didn't mean that, but I hope he took it that way. No, it was, we actually, it started with Amanda, then it went to Zach. So, I mean, it's basically just been a back and forth. It's been a schedule. It's been a schedule problem. So what kind of story are we telling this week? Can you give us a hint, a tease?
This one is nothing dark. It's nothing too serious. Don't think into it too much. It's a story I thought could be fun, and it's sort of relevant, but it's also a topic that I don't think anybody is talking about.
Oh, sweet. So it's not about mass, COVID, racial inequality, assault, because that's Amanda's favorite topic, assault. None of those,
There's
right?
There's no like social justice elements to this at all.
This isn't Horton Hears the mob coming for Dr. Seuss?
No. Did not take this from Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Did you actually write this yourself?
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's no social
point?
justice connotation, so I'm just making sure that this wasn't plagiarized somewhere.
No. Could you imagine if like some writer for the podcast, like if it was a guest or Zach or something, plagiarized? And
she got a ghostwriter.
I paid someone $10 to do this.
Yeah, I could imagine, and that's why I'm making sure. Just double checking. All right.
I tried to go with something light enough that it wasn't like a heavy topic, because we always do. So I feel like we do so many heavy topics that I just wanted something that was light and fun and like people could listen to with their kids in the car.
Yeah,
and
kids,
what?
Sweet. So we're talking about abortion. That's what we're talking about.
No.
And how mommy and daddy are still thinking about it? Is that what you want to talk about?
Like,
it's
hey,
never too late to make that decision, child.
that's where you just turn back and like, hey, we were like halfway there.
Yeah.
And then I changed their mind.
If
So
I had
you just
$50
remember that.
more, this would have happened.
If we wouldn't have had to stop for gas.
I swear to
Wow.
Just wait, that minimum wage is going up. That $50 will be easily
God. That
achieved.
car broke down. I was right at that 12-week window. You got lucky. Had to choose.
Okay,
We're
well,
horrible
I'm glad
people.
we kept this happy and light for children and family oriented.
I don't know those kids. All right. Well, I guess I'll leave it to you then.
Okay, all right, let me do my story. Melisande is quite young in the scheme of things, only 19, but so smart for her age. A genius, in fact. She's determined, strong, and capable. As a science prodigy in the year 2166, Melisande was given an incredibly rare opportunity. Go to space and explore another planet. She could not say no. It was like she was made for this. Her whole life had been building up to a moment like this one where she could prove just how much potential she has and could achieve. Years of previous exploration missions proved it to be safe for her, so she happily accepted. After a few years and much anticipation, her time had come. It was launch day. She had been preparing with the program management team, other astronauts, and had been given technical expertise to help her along the way. Melisande was ready for this adventure. She strapped up and prepared to go where few have ever been. The rocket shooting up to the sky felt like the most magical roller coaster she had ever been on. She laughed and winced a bit, checking the stats continuously. As she grew closer and closer to space, she could feel something different. Things had changed. Time didn't feel the same anymore. Her launch went successfully and she maintained communication with her fellow team, but what felt like minutes in space turned out to be months on Earth. Her head began to fill with thoughts about if she began this endeavor too young. Would she be missing out on finding her own home, a partner? What about her family? As the world's youngest astronaut, Melisande was without advice from those that traveled this road before her. She just didn't know if she was making the right choice. These thoughts plagued her mind for so long, she began to lose joy in the experience. And it's not like she could just turn around. All she could do is float and think. But 1 year, in Earth time, later, Melisande felt that tension and heat as she plunged into the foreign planet's atmosphere. Her heart began racing and she was filled with adrenaline. Her team could see her smiling eye to eye with joy as they screamed and shouted while they watched her land with success. This moment is what she needed to reaffirm her decision to go to space. She took a deep breath in and out with relief. And as she took her first step onto the foreign planet's surface, she realized she was home.
Wait, so she wasn't home to begin with?
Man. No, she came from one place, from Earth, and then she transported to this other place. See, I told you not to think into it too much.
That's home for her now.
Yes. Okay, before I start answering too many questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think the moral or theme of this story is?
Home is where your feet are, apparently.
It's going to take Elon Musk a lot longer to get to Mars than we thought. No, maybe just the unknown and coming to terms with that.
Okay.
Or facing the unknown.
I'm going home is where you are. Home is where you make it.
That's so close. Home is where the heart is.
Okay, well, that's close. I mean, that's a little too not manly enough, in case anybody's listening that knows me.
I get it. So just to kind of give you some breakdown to this story, it's basically about a girl who's trying to understand and navigate through what she thinks is the right move for her and whether she's making the right decision. And she's trying to navigate those tedious waters, I think, that we've all been through at some point in our life where we're trying to understand who we are and what's best for us. And so my first question is, have you ever wondered whether the career path you're on is the right one? Like maybe you were destined for something else.
All the time. Like yesterday. I don't know, a week ago. Literally all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, yes. Without going into too much detail, yeah, absolutely.
Like, I like my job. My current job is probably the favorite job that I've had out of my entire tenure of working. And I've had several jobs. But, like, there's still some days, like, maybe I could do something different. I don't want to say better, but different. And there's always that. Just like, what if I could be doing something else? What if I'd be good at this other thing? And I guess you never know until you try, but then there's also that fear of failing and then not being sure where to go from there.
I would say I have security in my current endeavor. And there's pluses and minuses to that. I know that I could do much more than I currently am, obviously. I know sometimes you what are the words you use when there's a chance somebody might listen?
Well, hold on. Let me say this.
No, hang on. You know that sometimes you're undervalued, and your potential is limited due to other people's choices, not necessarily your personal limitations. So yeah, there's always that. Well, I know I could be doing something better. So I mean, but I also utilize that position to benefit me in my hobbies, it's a wash, I guess, because I've gotten to do a ton of things that I've always wanted to do, and I've just done it not necessarily through vocation, but through dedication instead.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even like our work path. Sometimes it's our life path. Like, is this really what I should be doing? Is this what I should be focusing on? What am I meant for? What am I meant to do with my life? And finding that purpose, I think, is really, it's not just tough, but it's hard to interpret, because at least for me, I can feel like I'm really good at multiple things or a few select things, but it's like, but do I want to do this forever? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And then sometimes I'll feel like I'm going down a really good path, and I'm like, but am I wasting my talents in the other areas of my life? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's a serious question.
It is a serious question.
How many people, though, and this is a real question, how many people feel like they deserve better, they should be doing better, but don't want to actually put the work in to achieve that? You know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of that, yeah.
I don't belong here. I deserve to be doing something else. Well, how hard did you work for it? Well, I mean, they should just give it to me. I should just be successful. I should just be whatever. I should be the star. I should just get promoted. I should just get this. I should get that.
That instant gratification really coming through.
Not always even instant. It could be years of doing the same thing, and you're just like, why aren't I getting this? You know, why? You know, there's a lot of factors that go into everything, and sadly, a lot of people have life goals that they don't achieve, not necessarily because of any fault of their own, but because of people that make the decisions for them.
And I think that comes from a bit of misguided aspirations, because everyone realizes one day that you don't want to just wake up, work, go to sleep, rinse, repeat until your 2-day weekend and do that for the rest of your life. You know, some people want it to be different. They want to enjoy doing what they do for like a couple hours a day and be successful enough to just not be like overly wealthy, but just to be comfortable and, you know, be able to do something that brings them joy, that they, you know, they get up and they're like, yeah, I can't wait to go do this thing for a living. And I think that comes from people seeing other people's success and being like, well, yeah, everyone should be able to do that, but we should be able to do it like right now without a whole lot of work, like not really realizing the kind of work that person had to do.
That's a good point too.
That's fair.
I also wonder if, for a lot of people, I wonder if they ever, what's the right way to phrase this?
Stop sucking?
Well, that's not really what I was going to go with, but there's got to be some sort of internal motivation. So I wonder if some people just maybe don't have that, or they haven't found maybe even what they're good at. And to tap into that requires you to try other things. So some people, they start working multiple jobs from such an early age, and they never figure out what it is that they love and pursue that. So work is just work. And on top of that, I also wonder, you know, I don't get paid for my hobbies to the extent that I can live off of them. So if I did, and I was required to do certain things to be able to survive, you know, and maintain housing and food, would it still feel like a hobby to me? Or would I start to feel like that's work too?
That's a good question. I think everything starts to feel like work after a while if you do it long enough. I mean, even look at people that are super successful. I mean, even whether it be sports and quarterbacks, you know, they want to retire at some point early. You've got people in television that have been with a TV show for like 5-6 years, and they just leave because they're bored. I mean, people get, even things they love, people get tired of because it starts to feel like work after a while. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to say that you want to do something you love when you're not even sure if you would love it when you would do it long term, if you had success with it, you know?
Yeah. One of the other questions that I wanted to ask you guys about revolves around the other side of this story, which is space and science. Is that something you guys ever cared about or were interested in growing up, or even now as adults? Do you guys track that?
No, Earth is flat, so I don't think there is a space. That's
This podcast's
obviously
going to end soon.
This is a conspiracy, and I'm really tired of people trying to convince me otherwise. Because if you look at that ocean, it just is flat as a board that way.
Right?
Where's
Not
it
only
curved,
is it
huh?
flat, it's hollow, and it's filled
Exactly.
with lizard men, and they're trying to take over.
Exactly.
Spaghetti monster.
I don't get it. What about you, Vinny? You go ahead. I'm talking.
No, I mean, I love that stuff. I'm a huge nerd about various things. One of them is space-related sciences, and I love reading about it until the point where, like, yeah, I don't understand this, but that sounds cool. And, like, I always thought, yeah, that would be a cool job to have. And then they're like, cool, can you do this kind of math? I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was a kind of math that existed. So I would guess not.
Sorry, NASA. I guess you won't be taking my application.
I thought you just got to be Captain Kirk and you're just like chilling in the captain's chair and be like, go forward. No, go
I
back.
mean,
Go
yeah,
left.
I'm sure that he didn't have to like go through all kinds of math classes. I mean, come on.
You just wanted to sit in the chair. You didn't want to have to do all the program management side of it. Like, I don't need to figure out where it needs to go. I just need to figure out how, what kind of snacks and how am I going to pee when I'm in this thing.
Listen, I want to check out cool space anomalies and pick up all kinds of alien babes. That's all I wanted.
Alien baby.
Alien.
And my dreams have been shot down because of math.
The greener, the better. Yeah, I do feel like it's extraordinarily hard to be an astronaut, and sometimes I wonder if that's just a trick. Like once they actually accept you, like you don't have to learn all that stuff. It's really not necessary. You're literally just in a suit.
You think it's like hazing?
Yeah,
Like that centripetal force thing where they test the G's, all right, we're going to crank it up to 4 now. Let's see if you don't pass out. And they're just laughing to themselves like, this guy.
yeah. They just got it when idiots come through, and like Tom Cruise comes in and he's like, I got to get in shape for a movie. Oh yeah, put him in the G-force thing. Yeah, happens to us all the time, man. Every time we go up, it's rough. It's rough. You just got to learn. No, I liked space, but I was never really obsessed with space because I was always kind of bummed that we stopped at the moon for a long time.
Wow, we met our goal and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much like we got there in, the 60s and then we just stopped. So, okay. I mean, people keep talking about, well, space, look at what's up there. It's the vast universe. Well, apparently we stop at the moon. That's as far as we could get. And we just kept sending more shuttles up to the moon just to check it out again. Like, what's changed? It's like going to the vacation at the same resort every time. Like, hey, guess what? They probably still have the prime rib. I don't think that's going to change a whole lot. We should be going a little further. We're only just now finally doing that. And seeing what's actually out there sounds riveting. I don't know if I'd want to be an astronaut, though. It's just not.
Did you ever
me.
want to be an astronaut? Because I feel
No.
like there are two job titles that as like a 6-year-old, you're almost required to at least be recommended to or
I
like
want to be a cop.
Oh, well, I feel like
Yeah, you want to be a co-op?
Yeah, I want to be a cop.
but being the president and being an astronaut were always like these highly
No,
touted
I don't wanna be
job
president.
titles. For me, at least in my lifetime, it was. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to be the president. Oh yeah, I want to be an astronaut. And then I got older and I was like, man, I can't even stand on top of a table without getting some height sickness. So imagine what it'd be like if I was in outer space. And that shattered my dreams. So
There's no way I could be president because I can't deal with idiots, and there's too many idiots surrounding them. And 2, I can't be an astronaut because you have to pee in the suit, and I'm a germaphobe, and there's no way that's going to make sense in my world. So no. Like, how do I pee in the suit? Well, it's got a thing around your pee-pee. No, it does not.
no, it
does not.
doesn't.
That'd be handy for car trips, though.
It would be. Just get a homemade catheter. Go for a
Yeah.
ride.
Where can I get one of those?
So would you guys ever go to space? Aaron, it sounds like you're a no-go on the space exploration.
Not the way it is now. I don't want to go up and like just throw up. That's fun. And eat Tang or drink Tang. And if you could make it like it's a commercial flight, sure. I would definitely. I want to check it out.
That's the space experience. You go up, you throw up, you drink Tang, and then you come back.
Exactly. And you go, oh, look at that. You can see Earth from out the window. Yeah, I've seen it before. I've got video of it. So I got this in 4K. I got it on YouTube. I don't need to go all the way up there and get nauseous. That doesn't sound like a good time. And plus, you know it's just a big, long rectangle. That's all Earth is.
No, it's still circular. It's just flat. But yeah, good luck getting past the dome and NASA's space lasers.
Weird. Yeah.
Could someone pay you enough to do it?
To go to
Like if
space?
somebody was like, we're going to give you $5 million to go.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, you can stop. Your sales pitch won. Yeah, it was a good job. $5 million I'm in. I'd pretty much do anything. I'd do anything. Yeah, literally. Find an animal. I'll talk to it. You know what I'm saying? We'll have a conversation and be like, all right, you into this? As long as it's consensual.
Oh my God.
For all the Dr. Moreaus and sociopaths out there, you just need $5 million and Aaron will do just about anything.
$5 million, I'm open.
No, but I mean, space, like I said, space is always cool to me and it was always cool to observe, but that's as far as it goes. Observe. I will stay firmly on the Earth and observe it. Like everything about it, like black holes, Andromeda's, strains, all that crazy nonsense. It's just fun. Cool to read about.
Flares.
Yeah, but as soon as you go past this nice little planet we have, hopefully for a while,
At least a few more years.
yeah,
Hopefully.
despite people's best efforts, it's really not great. As soon as you get past the atmosphere, it's like, oh well, there's rocks. There's tiny little rocks
It's
that
cold.
go whizzing around the Earth at hundreds of miles an hour. And it might not kill you, but it's going to go through you, and then your suit's punctured, and then you're screwed. And then when you go even further than that, yeah, there's cosmic radiation that could bake you alive. And you go further than that, it just gets colder and colder, and who knows what could happen. It's not great.
And then you're like Jack in Titanic.
Space
suffering.
is super not great.
I think everybody has that mentality because they've seen Star Wars and Star Trek. And they're like, well, it's like that.
No,
I don't think so. I think it's like gravity. It just sucks.
Yeah. What, like the movie or what happens to her? Oh, okay.
What happens?
Yeah, no, it's just super not great. Space does not like you. It's like it actively tries to keep you here. It's like, no, you stay there. That's where you belong. Everywhere else sucks.
It's cute that you guys keep trying to leave, but let's face it, the moon's as far as you need to go.
I mean, look, our closest, best offer right now is a desert planet with no air, and the only source of water is frozen.
So if we have a Bic lighter, we might be able to make this work.
So,
And that will survive going through space.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So our chances, if we have to leave, are not fantastic.
Oh, what a perfect segue. My next question. If you were presented with the opportunity that another planet had the potential, or let's say even just is confirmed that human life can be sustained on it, and they say, all right, we're shipping people out to the next planet, are you guys catching a ride, or are you sticking on planet Earth?
Do they have Wi-Fi?
I would guess so.
Sure.
That's easy.
If they don't, no.
I got to see pictures. I really do. I mean, there was a positive. You're like, I'll have more room on Earth because dumbasses will be leaving left and right. So, I mean, it'll be a lot better here for a while, and I don't have to take chances on how good is this going to be. But if they give me like beachfront property on another planet, I'm in.
Well, that's
and
easy.
$5 million.
So you guys aren't necessarily terrified about the shipping experience from one planet to another.
Oh no, that's awful. That's so awful.
Didn't I say that earlier when I said I don't want to do it?
I don't know, but you were like beachfront property. Okay.
I said if it's a commercial, well, yeah, then you're bribing me. I'm open to bribes, but like just on my
if
genuine goodness, I would say no.
If I can teleport to the planet with alien Wi-Fi, sure. But everything between Earth and there is not great, as I previously expounded upon. So that's a no for me, dog.
So you're not taking that risk even if there is alien Wi-Fi?
You show up and you're a fly.
Like Like I said, if they can warp speed there.
They can't. It's just normal, like, rocket launcher,
no.
but, like, in a ship.
No,
or
are you
something.
kidding? I won't even live
What
to
if
make
it's like
it.
the Star Wars examples? Like, you just...
Well, they have light speed.
They've got shortcuts. That's what they've got. Nothing but shortcuts in those movies.
They've got the Windows key.
I'll even take the Event Horizon ship because at least it can still get places faster. But no, regular ship, no.
There's a reason why every reality-based space film or book or whatever always has you go into some kind of
Cryogenic stasis.
Yeah, cryogenic stasis, because you're basically just we got to keep this guy submerged because it's going to take 5 years before we get there, and or
5
maybe
years.
50 years, maybe 50.
Let's say that's very conservative.
Yeah, I think the estimate is 1 hour on Earth is 7 years in space or something.
Well,
I
it
think
depends
that's
on where
dog
in
years.
space.
Yeah. This is just what I found from Google.
It depends on where. I mean, obviously, you go out to those weird gravity wave planets.
The boondocks. The boondocks of
The
space.
boondocks of space. Yes,
The boondocks space.
the Alabama of space, as it were. Things get a little weird.
Well, now you're just profiling. Amanda, what about you? I mean, you haven't really said. Is this something you want to do? Is that why you're talking this story?
Nah, I don't. I know.
Nah.
You don't even like to leave your house.
So you wrote
That's
this
true.
lovely story about this woman who went out and made a new home, and you're like, nah.
How do you know this isn't sort of true?
Because she'd be dead.
Nah.
There's no. Well, I mean, I would think theoretically.
Well, okay, so let me finish my perspective. I
Yeah.
used to love science. I used to think it was so cool. I thought I could be an astronaut. I even wrote it in a poem that we had to do for school when I was little. I really had big dreams and aspirations. As I said, dreams got crushed. It's fine. Honestly, if there's like space bugs, I can't even imagine how I would respond to space
Oh
bugs.
man, space bugs. Yeah, okay, I'd sign back up again.
So I'd probably be out, but I love keeping updated on like what NASA is doing and what we're finding out there, even though it's absolutely terrifying to know just how much is out there and what it can do to us. And we're just sitting in our little circle like, okay, don't hurt us. But I would also take the opportunity, I think like Aaron mentioned, all these people are going to be leaving planet Earth. Because they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to get to this new planet. Everybody always wants the new stuff. I'm staying here. I'm finding some good, like, multiple properties, like maybe some in Colorado, something in Europe, something in Hawaii. I got multiple houses in multiple locations. I'm just living the dream.
Did some millionaires also leave? And they're like, here, you can have my Earth money. It's no good there.
Look, I don't know how this will change the economy, but there's gonna be a lot of people trying to sell their homes, and they're gonna probably sell them for, I don't know, a loss or something, because they're getting this property out in another planet.
Space Alabama.
Space Alabama.
I just buy up a bunch of property. Then I have I'm a monopoly. Then,
Yeah.
bam, I'm rich. Thanks, suckers.
So, do you guys think my story is truth or fiction?
Well, in the literal sense, I would think fiction, but I guess if you can twist and manipulate parts of the story to be a little more outlandish, I would guess that this may have been a story about someone leaving their home country and finding a new one. So I'm going to say it's real.
Ah.
I say it's fiction because space.
And also we need that 50-50 split.
Yeah, space is
This is
real.
where my favorite word comes into play. Triction. It's a real word. It happens.
No, it's not.
So
Stop that.
part of this story is actually based on the rover that went to Mars. I just created it with a human story and all of that. But even the 1 year time that it took is accurate-ish. So it's mostly fiction, but it's got an element of truth to it. That's the inspo here.
Fair enough. So Vinny's kind of right.
Sorta.
I don't know how I feel about half credit though. I feel like you cheated me.
That's what she does. She's somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
So what is the title of your story?
Perseverance, which is the name of the rover
okay.
that went to Mars.
I did not know that off the top of my head. I feel sad. I did not know that. I knew that there was a rover, but I didn't know the name of the rover.
That's the one that we're getting all those fancy pictures and sounds from.
Yeah, where it's like,
yeah, all those fancy sounds of wow, that sounds like awfulness.
oh, what's that in the distance? Oh, nothing. What's that shadow? That's just the rover, man. That's normal.
That's all there is. Just this one rover. But also, I thought it was fun because Melisande is the name of the character in here. And that is one of it's loosely translated into perseverance. It's like strong-willed or something.
Oh, I just figured because you like Game of Thrones.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's one of my favorite characters. I'll just throw her in here and boom, perseverance.
Yeah, when that first name came up, I was expecting some kind of fantasy setting.
Like a battle or something.
Where's the dragons at? Is there a dragon on the planet? Because I believe in dragons more than I believe in space.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
Well, how do you think the planet gets gravity? It's constantly being pushed up by dragons.
Oh, that could work. I like it. And then that's why the dragons went extinct. They kept going to the edge of the earth and then they fell off,
Right?
plummeting to their deaths.
And then to prevent anyone from stopping the dragons and pushing the planet up, NASA put lasers on the ice shelf that is Antarctica.
Son of a bitch. It all makes sense. You know what? What doesn't make sense is this episode. But as our show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss on SMIRK. If you'd like a chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. And if you like SMIRK, please share the show on your social media outlets. You can join the conversation by joining our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter @SMIRK Podcast. And be sure to use the show's hashtag SMIRK. Now, Amanda, we've got, 2 episodes left of the season after this?
Yeah.
Two mo coming. Zach will be back for those, so we will
don't worry, I won't be.
You've done great, man. You've done come on.
Fabulous job.
Great job.
Did you just want the applause? Is that what this is about?
No.
If we were going
Absolutely
to space,
not.
I would take you as my co-pilot.
Aw.
Whoever the guy is that fetches me my tang and cleans out my pea suit.
Oh, okay. I'm
Is there a
honored.
guy that cleans those out? I mean, or is it just a hose attached to your parts? Anybody know?
I don't think I want to know.
It's important to know. If you really want to, like, this is my life dream, I think I want to know how I'm peeing while I'm up there. Feels important.
As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
If you really want to, like, this is my life dream, I think I want to know how I'm peeing while I'm up there. Feels important.
Better question. How are you
How is it
pooping?
working for women? Women have it harder to pee than men. You
No,
can't just
no,
like
hold on.
suction something around
No, hold
it.
on. Pee's nothing. Pee's a liquid. It can go in a tube. It's fine. How are you pooping? There's no way you're holding it for an entire spacewalk.
Maybe
What
they
if, you,
will.
what if you got the runs?
And the suit is white.
What if that protein cube was a little past its expiration date and you're like, uh-oh.
What if you
Okay.
have some bad enchiladas? What do you do? Space enchiladas. Man, you need to take us out. This is getting wrong.
Yeah, as you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.